My mom said, "He's such a godsend for picking up your brother after school." When I asked why he took pictures of every kid, she said, "My grandma's boyfriend Bert was everyone's hero. He picked up kids from school when parents were stuck at work and knew every kid's favorite candy. My mom even called him a godsend when he started picking up my little brother Harry 3 days a week. But the way Bert always jumped at the chance to be alone with the kids made my stomach feel weird. He memorized every kid's schedule without anyone telling him and would show up at the playground even when he wasn't supposed to pick anyone up. He'd take pictures constantly, saying he was making a scrapbook for grandma, and everyone thought it was adorable. Before Bert started picking him up, my little brother Harry was the loudest kid in our house. He'd burst through the door after school talking nonstop about his day, showing everyone his drawings. He'd beg me to play video games with him until dinner. But after a few weeks of Bert's pickups, Harry changed. The first time I noticed was when he came home an hour late. Bert said traffic was horrible, so he took a shortcut through downtown. Harry just nodded and went to his room. No talking. When I asked Harry what they did, he mumbled something about driving around looking at buildings. The next week, same thing. This time Bert said Harry wanted to see the old warehouse district, but Harry hated abandoned places. They scared him. My mom thought Bert was helping Harry be braver. She said I worried too much. When I mentioned it to my aunt for help, she said not to question him again. I was at grandma's house looking for scissors when Bert's jacket fell from the coat rack. A keychain dropped out. It had a plastic tag that said Unit 47 with a logo from a storage facility. I showed grandma. She frowned and said Bert didn't rent any storage space. Everything he owned was right here in the house or the garage. When Bert walked in, I held up the key. He snatched it from my hand fast. He said it was his brother's old unit. Totally forgot about it. Probably empty by now. That night, my brain wouldn't shut off. Why would Bert need a secret storage unit? What was he keeping there? Why is he lying to grandma? Next Tuesday, I skipped my after-school job. I followed Bert's pickup truck after he got Harry. My legs were shaking as I drove. Bert didn't go toward grandma's house. He didn't take any normal streets. He drove straight the storage facility across town. I watched from the parking lot as he walked Harry through the security gate. They walked all the way to the back row. I waited 3 minutes, then snuck in behind another customer. I could hear a metal door rolling up. Unit 47 was in the corner. I hid behind a dumpster and listened. Bert's voice was different, firm. He kept saying, "Stand on the X and turn around slowly." I heard a camera clicking over and over. Harry's voice was tiny when he said his stomach hurt and he wanted to go home. Bert said 5 more minutes for the special collection. When he told Harry, "Be quiet or else," I gasped out loud before I could stop myself. The clicking stopped immediately. "You hear that, Harry?" Bert said. I heard his footsteps coming toward the door, getting closer. My whole body was frozen. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. The footsteps stopped right at the entrance. I squeezed my eyes shut, waiting for him to find me. Then Harry said something about a cat outside earlier. Bert laughed and said, "Probably just that cat again," and went back inside. He said grandma would be so disappointed if Harry didn't cooperate. I recorded their voices on my phone. After 15 minutes, they walked out. Bert gave Harry a lollipop and said this was their secret game. I sprinted to my car and called 911 immediately. I told them about the unit. They said stay put. Units were already heading there. After Bert drove away with Harry, the police arrived. The officer used bolt cutters on the lock. When the door rolled up, I saw everything. I wanted to throw up. There were professional cameras on tripods, a lineup of inappropriate accessories, and boxes of costumes that were barely any fabric. Hundreds of photos in folders with kids' first names and dates. Some kids I recognized from Harry's school. They arrested Bert that night at grandma's house while she screamed that it couldn't be true.